Okay, hopefully all this stuff is working out okay. I'm trying to do an adjustment of the slick gimbal so that it captures the right amount of horizon and road ahead. After all, that's part of the fun. And quite honestly, not sure how successful I am at doing it. A couple of quick observations, early observations of trying it on in a motorcycle setting. Wrong hand. One observation is put your gloves on the right hand. Observation number one is if you need to get this, if there's a zombie apocalypse and you need to get this on in order to be able to help withstand the attack and be ready to go at a moment's notice, forget about it. You're dead, dude. You're a zombie. You're a zombie waiting to happen, because it doesn't happen that way. It takes a while. Observation number two is that while it's not huge and overly heavy, it is there. It is there, and you feel it on your chest, and you've got clearance issues. You need to be aware that your chest proportions have grown to stick out a little further than what they do without the slick. So you get a nice intimate view of me putting on my gloves here, which I'm sure is very exciting. So we are ready to go for a ride. How this is all going to work out, Lord only knows, but we're going to try it out here in neutral, and bike is fired up, everything hopefully working. Drop the shield down just a little bit. Now we're not going to go far. Oh yeah, kickstand. Okay, this is one thing, folks, about a motorcycle is that they are very strict taskmasters about paying attention to the details. So perhaps not the best idea to be riding a bike and have lots of things on your mind, but that's an illustration of it. When you put your kickstand up and you're in or try your kickstand down and you're in gear, or you put it in gear and your kickstand's down, excuse me, your bike will stall because they don't want you to ride off with a kickstand down. And I certainly appreciate it, understand it, because going back a number of years ago when I started riding, they did not have those sensors to allow that to happen. And if you ride off in it with your kickstand down and you attempt a left turn, because the kickstand's typically on the left hand side, you will dig that kickstand into the ground, do a lovely little pirouette around it, and fall down. Boom. So, just like that. And the boomness depends totally on your velocity. So, back to the gimbal, back to the slick gimbal. Don't know how long this will be. We're not, as I say, kind of late in the day. I don't like going out because everybody's coming home from work kind of late in the day, but I had to exercise, had a number of things to do. And I just had to get those done. Included in trying to be a videographer or a vlogger. Oh, somebody dropped a purse there. Can we help them? Let's pop this into neutral. And see if we can help them out. Oh, you got it? Okay, that other couple got it. That's very nice. So, we tried to be a good Samaritan. Couldn't do it. There goes the gate. Here at Wistful Vistas, beautiful suburban San Diego, California. And we go out fresh and unafraid to face the traffic gods. So, back to the gimbal, back to slick gimbal, back to the slick gimbal. and let's just talk about it a little bit. And we might say, why use a gimbal? Let's leave that question to the sages and the philosophers amongst us, except to say that if you think you're doing good as a video logger, motorcycle rider type person, you can always do a little gooder, and this is a technical search to provide some stability in an inherently unstable situation, riding a motorcycle with a camera. So as I said, number one, you're not going to get into this thing fast, so zombie apocalypse coming, and you've only got a few moments before you become a zombie. Just get used to the idea. You're a zombie. It takes a while to get it on and to get it set up. And I'm going to need to learn quite a bit more about how to get it steady and set it up for the best viewpoint on the motorcycle. I've already discovered I have a tank bag on this. This is a 2014 BMW S1000R. Let's roll that R. S1000R. And one thing I've already discovered is that I can't use the tank bag because the tank bag just, first of all, sticks too far into my now much larger chest and interferes with the gimbal. And once you push it, another thing I've discovered is that once you push it sort of out of the neutral plane that you want to have as it's gimbaling around, let's use the word, gimbaling around, once you push it out of that neutral plane, it will take a set, and it takes a few moments for it to recognize and realize once again where the horizon is and reorient itself so that it is facing straight ahead. Let's get past this dude, or doodad. So, got that issues, those issues. You've got those two issues with it right away, and the weight of it, actually, which is the third thing to mention, is the weight of it. One is the bulk. One is getting into it and out of it. Two is the bulk. Three is the weight. As Monty Python said, there are 1, 2, 3. No, wait, make that 3. The weight is actually not all that bad. Now, I would not put this on my helmet. I think that if you stuck this on top of your helmet, you'd have a beautiful wind sail up there, and you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like that. The other thing is that there is enough weight involved that you would definitely feel that when your head was tilting one way or the other. That wind sail aspect would certainly get worse the more surface area you presented to your direction of travel, because motorcycle creates its own hurricane as you're rolling along. You're getting all that wind blowing over you, and that gimbal face that way is going to be nothing but a big wind stop. So that on your helmet, I don't see it. Maybe somebody will see this video and give me some insight. All right, mister, backing up a little aggressively. All right, safe. We'll see it and give me some insights on how to make that happen, or how to make that work right. So 1, 2, 3, boom. Getting into and out of it. 2, bulk or size. 3, the weight. Weight, no issue. Mounted on your chest. Not tried it any place else. Shoulder. And surface area, let's call that 4, as a wind sail coupled with the weight if you were to attempt to mount that on top of your helmet. Boom, 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 boom. We've left the aspects of why use a gimbal, except a simple human endeavor to do better, or gooder, as we stated. So we'll leave that to other people to muse over. But what's going to be interesting, I'm as anxious as I can be to get back to Wistful Vistas and see how this will look as compared to chest-mounted GoPros with no external stabilization. Now I have the opportunity to do some back-to-back testing. I have a single axis stabilizer, and this 3-axis stabilizer, X, Y, and Z. And I'm quite interested to see the differences, how it's going to work out. We're going to be spared a little bit of the traffic because we are in the anti-penultimate days to 2018 here, so we've got a little bit of a little tiny bit of a hall pass as far as the traffic is concerned, which we can enjoy here. But we still have some traffic and we have to be aware of it. So those are the issues. I'm very definitely interested to see it, because one of the things a GoPro does, particularly when you mount it on your helmet, which is probably the best place to put a GoPro as far as trying really to capture the panorama of being on a motorcycle and being engaged in an active outdoor sport, is that as you swivel your head back and forth, particularly on a motorcycle, you need to be looking at your sides fairly often, fairly commonly. That GoPro moves and jerks with your head, and you really don't notice how much you're doing that jerkiness until you get into the editing booth and you look and you say, oh my gosh, that's a lot of jerkiness. So I'm sure that is one of the reasons that the new GoPro 6 has purportedly a better stabilization software capability. No question about that. How much better, I don't know. Does it negate the need for an external stabilizer? Let's get past this person here so we have a clear road. Nice. And the answer is how will this, or the question is, how will this footage look with the stabilization? Answer is, I don't know. Question is all the sound, the camera, the gimbal, and everything else going to work even so that I get back and I have some actual usable footage? And the answer is nobody knows until we actually go back and try to make all that happen. So we're just sneaking out for a few moments to give this a try. And I will shut off the narrative for a while, and we'll just watch out the front end of the camera. I won't come back on until we get back closer to the man cave. So, signing out, just enjoy the ride. I am.